2020 is the year the world stood still. It's estimated a quarter of the world's population is now living in some form of lockdown. In Argentina, anyone caught breaking nationwide stay-at-home orders faces arrest.
Hello everyone, I'm Brenda and this is Oliver. Oliver is 8 months old. We are both Australian citizens.
Hello, Papa.
Brenda from Sydney is in isolation at her parents' home in the central city of Cordoba.
It was my last month of maternity leave, and I decided to come to Argentina to introduce my baby to my family living here in Argentina. It's been really tough. People who really come here on a holiday, and this has become something completely different, and they can't just leave. We're basically stuck here.
Brenda is a dual citizen. Her husband Travis is back home in Sydney.
When I called my husband, I never heard him cry that much, because he told me, he said, I don't know when I'm going to hold my baby again. I don't know when I'm going to see you again. And he said maybe June, maybe, I just couldn't believe it.
Brenda left Australia on the 4th of March. A week later, the pandemic was declared, prompting her to call the Department of Foreign Affairs.
The message was always the same. Stay put, you'll be fine, the flights won't get cancelled, this is fine. Just pack your bags and be ready to go, which is what I did for a week.
Good afternoon.
On the 18th of March, Australia's overseas travel ban was announced.
The travel advice to every Australian is do not travel abroad. Do not go overseas.
Argentina's lockdown quickly followed, leaving Brenda with a difficult choice.
What do? Do I risk it? Do I go with a baby who's 8 months old to try to make it go to the airport and try to see if there's a ticket and risk being arrested?
Brenda estimates there are about 100 Australians stranded in Argentina, including 12 children and a pregnant woman.
We try everything, and we're not trying to take advantage of the government, of the taxpayers. We're not trying to get a free ticket.
For many travellers, India is a spiritual heartland. But the world's largest democracy now has its 1.3 billion people under strict lockdown.
It's 37 degrees outside, which is the norm for Kerala. It's beautiful, but it's not my home, and it's not where I want to be right now.
27-year-old Amber Crisfield from Melbourne went to India in late February to study alternative medicine. She's stranded in a small town in southern India, more than 2,500 kilometres from the capital, New Delhi.
I am really concerned about getting the virus here. If it gets really bad here, it's obviously going to be catastrophic.
Australia's High Commission says it's now exploring options for a commercial charter flight, but it's unclear whether that would be feasible for Amber, who's far away from a major city.
I have a message to my family. I miss you guys. It's been so long since I've seen you. I really hope to get home soon. So far there's no option of me getting home.
I'm going outside, so I'll be wearing this.
Further north in the Indian state of Goa, Matt Chinnery from Albany has been confined to his room.
This is my backyard.
I came here for the Holy Festival of Colours. It was supposed to be a good time, lots of paint and fun.
Matt's been travelling through Sri Lanka and India for the past few months, but about 3 weeks ago he came down with a bad cough.
But it was then I was told I had to leave because I had a cough. So I got kicked out of the hostel there. I was basically screwed, I had no idea.
He says he spent days in hospital to get tested for coronavirus.
It is scrunched up. My saving grace.
It came back negative.
Corona-free.
This is my room.
It's been a long and frustrating ordeal, moving from hostel to hostel.
All that I really want from Australian government, and to work with the Indian government of course, is to get us the hell out of here.
It's thought 150 Australians are still stranded in Peru, where the military is enforcing a nationwide lockdown. About 290 have already made it out. Nathan Drain from Sydney was one of the fortunate ones who boarded a commercial charter flight organised by a tour company and the Australian government.
When we got to the military base, several countries were actually trying to take off that day. We then bussed out to the tarmac and walked onto the plane. So a lot of jubilant Australians on that journey onto the plane, and obviously getting on that plane was an exciting time for all of us.
This is where I'll be spending my next 2 weeks.
Nathan's now in quarantine in a Sydney hotel.
I think, quite frankly, we're learning as we go here. COVID is rapidly evolving, and the 2-week lockdown or quarantine seems perfectly reasonable to me.
But he's worried about the travellers left behind in Peru and around the world.
The message to the government would be, let's get the regional Australians around Peru to those major cities, and then let's bring all the Australians home.
Hi, I'm Lee Sales. Thanks for watching this story. If you'd like to watch more of 730's stories, they are on the left of your screen. And tap on the button below to subscribe and get the latest from ABC News.